I laugh at the day I'm fed up. Helmet strapped, playlist on. I laugh at the RPMs as they ramp up. Blacked up under me, I don't feel pain. Zigzag to the beat like I own that lane. Kinda wild, kinda stupid, still I do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, count me in, I'm coming alive. 3, 2, 1, hold tight, baby, watch me drive. Kinda goofy, kinda dumb, I never die, I say worst days hit hard, I still survive. Goofy in this lane, don't do anything stupid, that's what they say. I'm alive, no. I know I'm alive, laughing in my helmet with a busted tooth. Burning through the bad stuff, turn the key. Motor comes to life, feel my heart skip a beat. Pushing back the worst thought of the world gets mean. I get mean too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, count me in, I'm coming alive. 3, 2, 1, hold tight, baby, watch me drive. Goofy on the grind, I never die, I say worst days hit hard, I still survive. Don't do anything stupid, that's what they say. I know I'm alive, I know I'm alive now. Cold hands, warm blood, I still move on. Bad luck, sticks and stones, I just groove on. If I fall, I get back up because mommy didn't raise no bitch. You can call me reckless, you can call it luck. Sure, little goofy, little dumb, I never die. Worst days hit hard, I still survive. Goofy on the grind, I never die. I know I'm alive, I know I'm alive. Am I alive? Am I alive? Helmet on, chin up, I laugh at the day I'm fed up. Helmet strapped, playlist on. I laugh at the RPMs as they ramp up. Blacked up under me, I don't feel pain. Zigzag to the beat like I own that lane. Kinda wild, kinda stupid, still I do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, count me in, I'm coming alive. 3, 2, 1, hold tight, baby, watch me drive. Kinda goofy, kinda dumb, I never die, I say worst days hit hard, I still survive. Goofy in this lane, don't do anything stupid, that's what they say. I'm alive, no. I know I'm alive, laughing in my helmet with a busted tooth. Burning through the bad stuff, turn the key. Motor comes to life, feel my heart skip a beat. Pushing back the worst thought of the world gets mean. I get mean too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, count me in, I'm coming alive. 3, 2, 1, hold tight, baby, watch me drive. Goofy on the grind, I never die, I say worst days hit hard, I still survive. Don't do anything stupid, that's what they say. I know I'm alive, I know I'm alive now. Cold hands, warm blood, I still move on. Bad luck, sticks and stones, I just groove on. If I fall, I get back up because mommy didn't raise no bitch. You can call me reckless, you can call it luck. Sure, little goofy, little dumb, I never die. Worst days hit hard, I still survive. Goofy on the grind, I never die. I know I'm alive, I know I'm alive. Am I alive? Am I alive? Helmet on, chin up, I laugh at the day I'm fed up. Helmet strapped, playlist on. I laugh at the RPMs as they ramp up. Blacked up under me, I don't feel pain. Zigzag to the beat like I own that lane. Kinda wild, kinda stupid, still I do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, count me in, I'm coming alive. 3, 2, 1, hold tight, baby, watch me drive. Kinda goofy, kinda dumb, I never die, say worst days hit hard, I still survive. Goofy in this lane, don't do anything stupid, that's why.
Well, hello again, and welcome back to Flannel Dan Gaming. Tonight we're jumping into Voyager AI Dungeon Builder, where we're playing as our crew on the Larian Voyager map. It's a terrible intro. I'm so sorry if you're watching this and you're like, oh wow, this guy's interesting. I'm not usually this stumbled. It's just not my normal intro, so screwing me up. This is a beautiful and wonderful AI thing. It's in beta. It's got its quirks. You'll probably see us fix some stuff later. We'll try not to mess with it too much. Well, I don't know. I probably will. I'll probably break something. But
interesting AI Voyage story going.
yeah, so we have a nice story where currently the rest of the party, Pippin, aka Yahi, Cosmo, aka Yoda, and Neo is Neo, and
Yeah, hello.
I'm where am I? Flannel there. So yeah, go ahead and say hello, everybody.
Hello.
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 There you go. So the first one who said hi was Neo. Yahi is
Yep.
the beautiful young lady, and the British man is Yoda.
Yes.
Neo doesn't need any introduction. It's Neo. Everybody, no, Neo Cryptorian. Everybody, give a round of applause.
Full name, yeah.
When we have issues, he'll be the guy who fixes them.
Yeah, I've been on this platform for 1 year in the AI Dungeon and a bit shorter when the Voyage came out.
All right.
Can I do it?
So let's see what we're doing.
Don't shoot that bell. Bell!
Sorry, Belle, you're being bad now.
Belle, you better get your shit together. So we're currently in. Let's see. The rest of the party: Pippin, Cosmo, Vara, who is Vara Stone. That's a NPC.
No, that's Miss Grumpy over here.
Yeah, she is grumpy. She doesn't like Neo's jokes.
She doesn't like anyone.
And currently inside the Two Rivers bathhouse. I'm outside, I believe, in a tree, if I remember right. Since you're already outside in a tree, you should see them emerge and mirror the main entrance shortly. Yes, okay. So that's where everybody is. You three are inside talking with Aveline.
Who tree? I squeaked out.
You're out? You're not in there?
No, I squeaked at the door when they called me a pet.
Okay. Level 3. Character. Abilities. I don't have a point, so... Flannel Dan now has 1 free point. Lies? I got called shot last time before we ended. That's right. Was there anything we need? I thought there was something we needed to fix.
Yeah, we
No,
should be
we were
dragging someone out of the
recruiting
bath.
We were recruiting this person to guide us through the cistern.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just paid the man.
Yep, 50 coin. Alright.
Which happened to be the same as his depths, I believe, at the
Yep.
local pub.
Sorry about that.
Sorry about what?
The shouting in the background.
Oh, how dare you have family around you? How dare you?
She's feeding
No,
the
how dare you,
dogs.
Belle?
Bell, yeah, trim.
No, you have nothing to apologize about. It is okay. Alright. Just checking my arrows.
Right. I'm not squashing anyone yet, so
Don't worry, Yoda. Next time I'm going to be a bit bigger and a bit harder to smack around.
well, the next time don't try and crawl up my leg.
No, next time I will be a water serpent and deal with Mr. Alain instead.
Oh, you'll go Alain.
The grumpy guy that wanted to be convinced before he even considered anything.
Oh yeah. Are you gonna eat him?
No, but I could drag him out if he wants to resist next time. Might be funny.
I'm just follow along. That's all I can do.
Yeah. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba.
How much good would it be if I could control the elementals a little bit?
Probably good. Anything to do with fire or water is generally a pretty good go.
Well, I could control thunder, lightning, rain, and create water.
So
Create water is a very useful spell.
you can get
For
people there.
bath, and yes,
and
Yeah,
then
or putting out
people-
fires or...
that would be rain then.
Oh, yeah, rain. That's what I meant. Sorry.
Yeah,
Oh,
create
so you-
water is me summoning water from nowhere.
Oh, so you could have used your rain ability to.
Yeah, I hadn't had any ability points at that point, I believe.
Oh, okay.
But yes, I can bring rain to the area from Ghent to
Me?
this driven downpour. So yes, I could drench an area.
So you could have helped with the fire.
If I had points at the point, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
If I had points.
If
I can do that now though. Before I had to use skills, but I had any other options at that point.
Attach. Don't know how to spell that. Sure. Attach.
Ow. Ow. Thank you for that one. I've decided to get the cat some catnip spray,
Junkie cats.
and they went absolutely crazy.
Don't know what adding those feathers to it will do, but I'm gonna add it to it. I'm gonna make my bow look prettier.
Yeah, and I guess I do this, because why not?
Inside the bathhouse, Cosmo turns his massive shoulders and follows Vera back through the heavy linen curtains, his heavy boots thudding against the wet tile.
Don't be too long. We've got a world to save, or at least a bounty to collect.
Alain hoists himself out of the steaming pool, the water sheeting off his tattooed skin.
Give me 5 minutes to get into my leathers and find my pack. I'll meet you at the gate.
Seren Harding stands by the entrance, his arms crossed over his chest, his gaze following the group until they cross the threshold back into the crisp evening air.
Move along now, and keep that rat in a pocket next time.
Outside, the party regroups.
Yeah,
on the
Yoda, don't throw
smooth
me out next time. Let me
flagstones
ride
of the
along.
high city. Flannel drops silently from the bow of the ash tree, his charcoal scales shimmering as he melts into the long shadows cast by the setting sun. As the group begins the walk toward the cistern access, Flannel drifts to the rear, his movements fluid and entirely soundless. He pulls a handful of iridescent feathers from his satchel, carefully binding them to the limbs of his new elven-styled flatbow with thin twine. High above, a charcoal-colored hawk circles in the orange sky, its sharp eyes mirroring Flannel's own as it watches the rooftops and alleys for any sign of pursuit. They descend from the heights of the bathhouse into the sacred way. The long terrace is lined with a dizzying array of temples and shrines, ranging from the grand marble-pillared halls of the shield-bearer to cramped, incense-choked alcoves, dedicated to obscure gods of the harvest and the hearth. The evening air here is thick with the competing scents of burning myrrh, beeswax candles, and the distant metallic tang of the river. A few robed acolytes hurry between the shrines, their heads bowed in prayer or focus. Vera Stone stops at a stone bench near a statue of a weeping saint, looking back toward the bathhouse entrance.
Here he comes. Try to look like you know what you're doing.
Elaine emerges from the bathhouse, now dressed in
already
worn,
particular.
dark leather armor, with a coil of fine rope and a notched short sword at his hip. He catches up to the group with a casual, easy stride.
Right then. The cistern entrance we want is just past the Heartwood Gate. It's a service hatch the priests use to dump their holy wash water. Less chance of the City Watch spotting us than the main grates.
Okay.
Not sure I would call it holy wash water, but you know.
My bow do anything different? I don't think so. No. Didn't do anything. Ba-dum-bum.
If you can't beat them, persuade them. Try and convince an enemy to come over to your side and go over to
Ja,
theirs.
special skill gjorde.
It's just a tip. It was just a tip.
Okay, yeah. I have heard another comment that if you can't beat them, join them.
Yes. But it does say if you can't beat them, persuade them.
But yeah, well, that's more one way to deal with problems. Be creative, I would say. Oh well, yeah, I did say that at the ending. Or go over to them. Missed the last section.
Service hatch are pretty used to dump that holy wash water. That's the chance. Okay, I guess we head into the cistern. The posh name for the sewers. Is it?
Oh.
No one today.
Interesting.
Neo was fighting rats, I think.
So what?
He was fighting rats as a spider, wasn't he?
Yeah. Another one, yeah. But they're my food source, so I can level up, so I can evolve into something a bit bigger than a
hand spider.
Tiny hand spider, kind of in a sense, size-wise.
We're going into the cistern.
After that, there will be a human spider, way bigger. It will be way more interesting. Kraken, I believe. Well, if you want to gather herbs, then that's kind of my department as a druid.
I can give them to you if you want.
No, I say I have skills for it, naturally.
I do as well.
Okay. Can you also make your berry bush grow all over the place?
No.
No. There you go.
Come on, you. Get down. And jump. Ready? Go. Jump. Go. 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 Thank you. Get off my PC. Are you still in rat form now?
No, I wrote I've turned back.
No.
Yeah, he's still not liking my prompts.
Oh.
Feeling very ignored on that department.
You're still a rat.
Says who, the narrator?
Narrator.
Right, he go and F himself somewhere.
The party moves out from the
wrote it in the
bathhouse,
prompt.
I know you
descending
did.
toward the lower edge of the high city. The evening
You ignore me
light
flying
stretches
in the
long
in the
and
sky and looking for
gold
things in
over the
town too.
marble shrines, but the shadows between the temples are already deepening into purple.
I'm ready. Just lead the way.
Cosmo secures his battle axe against his back, the chain clinking softly as it settles across his iron breastplate. He keeps his pace steady, his head turning as he monitors the narrow gaps between the holy houses.
Keep that metal quiet, big man. The priests on this street have ears like bats, and they don't like company after the bells ring.
Elaine leads them with a fluid, low-profile gait, keeping close to the walls and avoiding the pools of light from the alchemical street lamps. He stops at the edge of the Heartwood Gate, waiting for a pair of white-robed acolytes to pass, before gesturing for the group to follow.
Stay close and keep your mouth shut. We're crossing into a restricted zone once we hit the hatch.
Pippa hangs back slightly, her small frame nearly invisible against the weathered stone of a shrine to the Half-Mother. She keeps her eyes low, scanning the gutters and the crevices of the flagstones for anything lost in the rush of the evening's pilgrims. Her keen eyes catch a dull glint near a drainage grate, a small, tarnished silver ring with a chipped turquoise setting. She snags it in a seamless motion, tucking it away as she slips back into the group's wake, her soft-soled boots making no sound on the cooling stone. Flannel melts into the deeper darkness of the temple eaves, his charcoal scales drinking in the night. Above, his conjured hawk lets out a faint, sharp cry, a signal that the rooftops are clear of watchers. As he moves, Flannel's hands dart into the overgrown ivy clinging to the Sacred Way's boundary walls. He expertly pinches off stems of bittercress and a few handfuls of wild onion, tucking the pungent herbs into his satchel without breaking his stride. Neo, still in his small grey rat form, scurries through the tall grass
It's like rubbing it in now.
borders of the high city
The narrator
gardens.
can go and
He
screw
pauses at the
something
base of a
somewhere.
stone planter, his tiny paws glowing with a faint, verdant light as he coaxes a cluster of rare moonbell mushrooms to sprout prematurely from the damp soil. He catches the mushrooms in his teeth, dragging them back toward Cosmo's boots and stashing them in the heavy folds of the giant-born's trousers before scurrying back.
You got fungus on your feet, bud.
There it is. The mouth of the beast.
They arrive at a secluded alcove behind a neglected shrine. Elaine kneels, sliding a small iron pry bar into the notch of a heavy circular hatch. With a grunt of effort, he heaves it aside, revealing a dark, vertical shaft filled with the echo of rushing water and the smell of damp stone.
Welcome to the foundations. Don't touch the walls if you can help it. The slime down there has a mind of its own.
I'll go after Elaine. You lot follow, and keep a light ready once we're off the ladder.
One by one, the party disappears into the hole, leaving the quiet incense of the Sacred Way for the cold, dripping darkness beneath the city.
The narrator didn't hear you because you're a mouse. Didn't hear you tell him that you're not a mouse anymore.
Okay,
He's not a mouse, he's a rat. I love how you've made Cosmo your little stash house. I shall put my mushrooms in your boot.
Through?
You little rat Neo has made Cosmo his. Yeah, you put your mushrooms in Cosmo's boot like his little stash house.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, that's kind of cute, I guess, but still, though, it's wrong.
he catches the mushrooms. in
Yeah.
And the
his
best
teeth.
part is
and the narrator-
Cosmo has
and
the
narrator
mushrooms.
Said, "What did I miss?
Handful of
You missed
fairly
my
spicy-
prompt entirely. Double check what I actually said. I did.
Let's have a look. Herbs and edibles as you move. It took its own little, like, life of its own type thing. Like,
Yeah, apparently I can be an NPC. I can skip. I'm autopilot. Apparently. Okay, so now I figured it out. Well, too late now. Keep fixing it in forward.
Are you done with the narrator?
Almost.
Okay. I just want to check like what the bitter cress and the wild
I'll
onions
just
are
do
useful
one.
for.
Well, wait 1 second in that case.
Yeah, I'll wait. No rush.
Well, Lydia's giving it a big yell out.
Be nice to the narrator.
No, the narrative needs a big good spanking.
Oh.
Literally speaking. I think Yoda is up for that one because he has a big sturdy hands for it.
Break the fourth wall again. Come on.
Yep. We need a half giant to keep things straight here.
I can't reach up into the heavens. I'm not that big.
Well, I will lift you up then. I have wind magic. Kinda ish. Can make a big wind wall and lift you up.
Well, you could just make a beanstalk, and I'll just climb up.
Well, yeah, that would fit in, to be honest.
Hey, we just need a jack.
Yeah, I guess you're it.
Sam's shaking her head because what comes after Jack? Okay, I'm gonna. Bypass the city watch and by.
If the narrator ignores me the first thing she does next again, I'm going to yell.
Yeah, I told the narrator off. That's funny.
She deserved it. She ignored me more than once. Entirely.
The slime down here is its mind of its own. That's what. So, are we
What is this
fighting
place? What are we going down right now? What is it called?
the cistern?
Need to double check what I did as a rat.
Into the cistern, I think.
We have an easier word.
Sewers?
One by one, the party disappears into the hole. Enter in the damp, the sistered way? Sacred way? Quietly inside of this here. Whatever. Sneak
Let's take
along.
incense of the sacred way of the cold.
Traps. I don't really have good perception.
We got any torches or anything? My other one, I've got a.
I think Pippin can summon light. Do you have a spell that can... Yeah, Pippa. I think can summon light or something like that. Or...
So, do we need light?
Yeah, we need some type of light, I think. I don't think all of us. I think Pippa and Cosmo and Vara need light.
Checking what
I was gonna say Neo and Aslin or whatever the hell his name is. You guys should have night vision. I should have perfect night vision. perfect sight.
I have perfect dark vision. I can see.
I don't have any.
It's my racial traits.
I can create magical illusions of like maybe torches.
Yeah,
Magical
just,
illusions that glow,
something.
perhaps?
Let's try to see if I had anything glowy-ish. I mean, a glowing plant maybe, but I'm not sure that qualifies.
Did you tell the narrator to turn you back, or are you just going to prompt it?
Yeah, I'm still a rat. Darn it. I will do that next. I mean, I know there's bioluminescence plants or moss, whatever, which I could technically use. That would only give us, well, guiding light, whatever.
Yeah, it won't give it. It will give us like a 5. Well, D&D would
I'm
give
not
a 5
sure.
meter.
It would be some kind of light, I would guess.
Yeah, I don't have anything useful for light.
Yeah, the closest thing I have is basically feel the land, extend, but that's only for me. Extend your sense through the earth and plants, feeling the disturbance and pressing the area. And the lightning bolt down here will not help much, except for being a big flashy thing and then dark again.
I know, I guess I'll try.
So with the other guy, I could do the lightning thingy, but wrong character this time. Not sure there's an animal that has a built-in light bulb, basically. An anglerfish maybe, but we're not in the ocean.
Get the firefly.
Oh
kinda, I would guess.
yeah, I should have turned my hawk into a firefly or like something like
I mean,
that.
I'm not sure if I can use enchanting magic to do something lit up, basically.
You can still do that.
Nah, I don't want to sneak.
What do I have? As options. I mean, I have artificer tools. I mean, and I have engineering things. Might be able to try and wrap something lit up things or make an improvised torch, I guess. Oh, I can try to improvise.
I am
I'll
giving
try.
you.
I did.
Cosmo, you should be in the front, not watching from behind. I'm in the back.
Oh, okay.
You're a frontliner. Always in the front.
I'll try something to help with the light issue.
I tried to see if my eyes are any use in here, but I really don't know. I don't have like anything that says I have good vision.
Well, for me, it's my racial traits that says I have perfect dark vision. I mean, the light source is not needed for me; it's for you, basically.
Yeah.
The closest thing I have to make these things light for everyone is enchanting magic or improvise with nature and engineering skills.
That's better. Yes. Yeah. That's good. 9. That's not good. Am I muted?
No, we hear you. Sorry.
No.
Oh. I was questioning it then.
I'm just clarifying this for now.
We're talking to us.
Oh, I was like, is this good?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was just reading through my character's profile again, seeing if there's anything useful.
Maybe it is. I think this works. If it works, everyone gets a torch.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
No, mixed result. See how that goes.
Elaine grips the cold iron rungs and slides down the vertical shaft, his boots making a dull metallic clang against the ladder. He stops just above the churning waterline of the cistern, his head turning as he scans the service tunnel for any signs of the predatory slime that thrives in the dump.
Water's high today. Watch the walls. They're slicker than a greased pig.
Vera follows close behind, her short blade already drawn and catching the faint light from the hatch above. She drops onto the narrow stone ledge at the bottom and looks back up toward the group.
Careful on the last 3 rungs. The masonry is crumbling. Welcome to the foundations, everyone. Try to keep your splashing to a minimum.
Cosmo reaches into the folds of his trousers and pulls out the cluster of rare moonbell mushrooms Neo had stashed there earlier.
Okay, what are you doing with those?
He offers them toward the shifting elf with a grunt.
Here is your shrooms. Shifter. Man.
Neo sheds his rat form,
Okay, perfect
his
what that
limbs
was.
lengthening and silver skin
Give
shimmering
him
as he
your-
returns
give
to
your
his elven
mushrooms
shape.
back.
He takes
I
the
just thought it'd
mushrooms
make
and
it a bit
immediately
fun,
begins
like,
working,
to-
combining
Yeah,
nature
yeah.
magic
All's
with a
fine,
few
I mean.
bits of metal and flint from his kit to create improvised torches. The dampness of the tunnels makes the wood stubborn, however, and the torches flicker with a low, sputtering green flame that provides only a
guiding light.
dim,
Better none, I
wavering
guess.
light. Flannel whistles a low, sharp note. High above, the charcoal hawk tucks
All
its
3
wings
feet.
and dives through the hatch, its form blurring and twisting in mid-air
You'd
as
have to narrow
Flannel
over that.
channels his conjuration magic. By the time it reaches his shoulder, it has transformed into a sleek black cobra that coils around his neck, its tongue flicking as it tastes the stagnant air for heat signatures. Flannel notches an arrow in his new flatbow, his serpentine eyes adjusting instantly to the gloom. He moves with a predator's grace, scanning the floor and ceiling for the pressure plates, or tripwires, often favored by the gangs who claim these upper reaches. Pippa slips into the shadows behind the group, her hazel eyes darting over every crack in the stonework. Finding the sputtering green torches insufficient, she weaves her fingers through the air, conjuring a series of silent, illusory
Oh, don't
golden
mix your salt.
orbs that
Oh.
drift alongside the party, casting a steady, warm glow that reveals the path ahead without the smoke of real fire.
That's a bit better, isn't it? Hard to find treasure when you're squinting in the dark.
Elaine
Well, I'm
looks
not
at the golden
squinting.
orbs
You are,
and then at the
kinda.
flickering green torches, a dry smirk touching his lips as he begins to lead the way deeper into the vaulted stone tunnels.
Pretty tricks. Just don't let them float too far ahead.
Yeah.
There are things down here that hunt light just
Had to
as
put it
much
down
as
a
they
bit,
hunt
right?
meat.
The group moves forward into a wider chamber where the ancient, surface-level architecture is still visible, half-buried archways and the stumps of pillars that once stood under the sun. The air is heavy with the smell of wet earth and the faint, acrid tang of something recently burned.
Look there. Fresh scorch marks. The Pyre bastards haven't just been visiting the cisterns. They're marking territory.
Pippa pauses near a pile of rubble, her fingers brushing against a loose stone. She pulls away a small discarded leather scrap, a pouch fragment that smells faintly of sulfur, and carries the same cinder mark Neo identified at the crossroads.
Found another one. They aren't
We haven't talked about
exactly
it when we
being
left.
subtle about where they're going.
Elaine stops at a fork in the tunnel, his hand going to the hilt of his short sword as a series of wet,
Sword.
rhythmic clicking sounds echoes from the darkness of the left-hand passage.
That's not cultists. Click lizards.
I thought it
They
was a
found
spider
our
for a second.
scent.
It's not good.
Well, a bit of bad pants. They are animals. I mean, I could use that.
Okay.
You should ratify the multi-purpose we wanted, by the way. Primal force that includes wind, thorns, lightning, or crushing roots. But right now I think it's the animal kinships might be better. Could also learn nature's tongue, talk with both animals, plants. If necessary, there is. Thorn shield is also an option, but it's only for me then.
Can you control them?
Well, I can talk to them or control them, yeah. Temporary, establish a temporary bond with nearby animals, allowing you to communicate basic ideas and request assistance. Has a cooldown of 25 turns though. But yeah, they will be friendly. Another way is to just talk to them, which is a delay of 4 actions. But that depends on their mood, basically. Also, I have something called Primal Connection. Draw strength from the natural world around you, letting its vitality flow into your magic. I can also do barriers, though. That would basically just make a wall between us and them. Okay, so we just pure up, straight off fighting.
They're lizards. They're bad lizards as well. They're like nasty. They look like big geckos.
Well, that would be fried lizards then.
Echoes look kind of cute.
These ones are not. They have big teeth.
Ah. Okay.
Well, let's fry them then, I guess.
I just see Pippa just walking around while we're all shooting and fighting and stuff, and she's just like, I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts, like picking up little pieces of coin that people have been dropping, putting them in her pocket, standing all here in a row, like dodging it in like slow motion Matrix stuff. That's like all I can picture right now. Do not do that, because you'll probably end up getting eaten.
Or like computer.
Do it? Can I? I can't do that because I'll just bring the whole place down.
Yeah, don't drop the roof on us.
Smash here.
Pippa and Cosmo, your guys' weapons should have venom on them. I think.
I mean, I have a lot of natural
Who
weapons
has
choice here.
venom?
Do you want crowd control? You basically just burn them out. Kind of.
Bombs. I don't know how many there are. If there's like 2 or 3, we should be okay before they get to us.
Well, I would assume that it's still an air attack that with my lightning, whatever nature's rat.
Yeah, I mean, if they're in the water, that lightning should do a lot.
Well, chain lightning or whatever is still going to hit more than one.
Okay, so yeah, Pippa and Cosmo, both your weapons are coated in venom.
Well, you're gonna knock the light out for us, so I'm gonna. Mine's probably
No.
fire.
Remember, it says each person gets an individual glowing light.
Okay.
Yeah, finding the green torch insignificant, she waves her fingers through the air, conjuring a series of silent, glowing orbs that drift alongside the party. Yeah, so, a series of...
Okay.
Oh, wait, no. Yeah, orbs. So there's multiple. I just swat the one out that's near me. if there's one near me, but I don't want to be in the light. My character does better in the shadows.
Damn, you're getting all full in. Get on.
I'm not gonna read it. I'm gonna let the narrator tell me what happened.
Well, it would be sparkly if this doesn't give me a weird penalty. Hope it works. I selected the wrong elemental, I will get that penalty basically.
Here, Neo.
Nope.
See what you can make of this.
Pippa hands the sulfur-smelling leather scrap to Neo before
you.
darting behind a stack of water-damaged crates.
Thank you.
She pulls her daggers, the blades shimmering with a faint, oily green sheen from Flannel's venom, and vanishes into the gloom. Flannel reaches out and swats one of Pippa's illusory golden orbs, dissipating the light into a shower of sparks to reclaim his patch of shadow. He melts against the damp stone of an archway, his black scales perfectly camouflaged. As the wet clicking grows louder, 3 click lizards emerge from the left-hand passage, their eyeless heads swinging back and forth as they track the party, with bursts of high-pitched sound.
Circle up.
I
Keep
guess
the
being in
light
the dark's
steady.
not gonna help me.
They go for the legs. Don't let them get under your guard.
Well, I
Lane
prefer dark
backs
vision.
against a cracked pillar, his short sword held in a low, professional guard. Nearby,
Yeah, remembers that, though,
Vera
that's not a
Stone
fact.
steps in front of Pippa and Neo, her blade leveled at the shadows to shield them.
Stay behind me. Get your magic ready and make it count.
Flannel exhales slowly, drawing his
Someone turn
flatbow
into
to
20
full
bush.
power. He releases a poison-tipped wooden arrow just as the lead lizard lunges. The shaft whistles through the dark and strikes the creature precisely in its sensitive sensory organ, the glass-shattering impact, sending the beast reeling back with a shriek of agony as the venom begins to seep into its skull. From her hiding place, Pippa springs forward like a coiled wire. She executes a lightning-fast strike, burying her venom-coated daggers into the flank of the second lizard. She twists the blades, feeling them bite deep before rolling backward and vanishing into the darkness once more. Cosmo roars, the heavy iron chain of his axe rattling as he uncoils it with a violent snap. He charges into the center of the tunnel, the massive blade catching the dim green light of the torches as it arcs downward. The axe bites through the thick scales of the third lizard's shoulder, the force of the giant-born's blow nearly pinning the creature to the stone floor. Neo, remaining silent and hidden behind Vera,
What?
raises his hands as his eyes glow with a fierce emerald light.
Later, go and
He
F
channels
somewhere
the primal
off.
fury of the wild, and a jagged arc of white-hot
Hit it
lightning
again.
leaps from his fingertips. The bolt slams into the cluster
Okay, I'm not doing
of
shit
lizards,
because that's apparently what
the
the narrator
smell
wants
of
me to do.
ozone and charred scales, filling the tunnel as the electricity arcs between them, leaving the predators twitching and smoking. The 3 lizards, though heavily wounded and bleeding black at core, scramble to find their footing. They huddle together, their clicks becoming frantic and high-pitched as they realize they are no longer the apex predators in this tunnel.
They're reeling. Finish them before they
I'm
call
not
the
angry.
rest of the
I'm
pack.
Not angry. I'm not angry.
Oh, come on.
Pissed.
Each of them have like 2 health points. The narrator just didn't want us to one-shot the group. You fricker.
I had great success with my lightning bolts. I didn't see a single freaking thing.
It said, but you said you threw a lightning. It says.
Where?
It said from the wait.
I will remain hidden behind you.
Neo remains hidden.
No,
Raises
behind
his hand
Vera.
as his eyes glow with fierce emerald light. He channels the primal fury of the wild and the jagged
Okay,
arc of
well,
white
okay.
hot light.
Thank you for that clarification. I just heard me hiding silently.
The
But
bolt
you
slams
started
into the
talking,
cluster
so you
of
didn't
lizards.
hear the rest.
Skill, use steady
Yeah,
aim.
because I'm hiding behind Vera of every single stupid MC in the world.
It says you did 31 damage to the
Yeah,
lizards.
well, at least that worked for me. Thank you. Why the frick Vera though, if everyone? Rather hit her with the lightning bolt.
Level 4.
Well, 3 dying lizard, I guess. Or did we actually kill them?
Nope, we did not.
No,
All of them look
I'm
like they
gonna,
have 1 health basically.
I'm gonna finish mine off. So I'm gonna. Mine's lizard 3. So.
See now, yeah, I will just use this one. No, that's not the one. Yeah, doesn't make sense for me to use anything right now.
Huh. Well, lizards don't look very lizardy. Except for, well, I mean, one of them does. Kinda.
One looked like a
wolf.
three-headed.
It's like a ghoul. It's like a ghoul climbing out of a wolf.
Well, it's something. It looks like it belongs in hell as Hades' guard dog.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the settings for this are like the image resolution, just simple.
I think it's set to standard, the least accurate one. Well, it doesn't make sense to use anything. It's just 1 tap on the head and they fall dead.
I know it says meanie. I don't care.
Meanie, miny, moo.
Oh, you don't have any heads in there?
Wah, wah.
I thought you had a head in there. You just have a. You've just been carrying a bag for carrying onions with you the whole time.
Who, me?
Yeah, you just have like an onion bag you've been carrying. It has no
Neo
heads in
lunges
it.
forward with a fluid,
You'll see.
predatory grace that mirrors the beasts
Well,
he
the heads
often
will be wrong
inhabits.
soon.
His strikes are precise and heavy, his hands blurring as he delivers a rapid succession of palm strikes and knee thrusts to the reeling predators. The impact of his blows sends the lizards skittering across
They
the
can't
damp
do it, monk.
masonry, their segmented bodies twitching as he systematically batters them into a broken, incapacitated heap.
Nice.
Flannel breathes out, his focus narrowing
you don't
until the
got
world
no
beyond
kung
his
fu
bowstring
over me.
fades. With practiced ease, he draws and releases 3 times in a heartbeat. Each arrow finds a home in the soft underbelly of a different lizard, the shafts thudding deep. Elaine darts in, his short sword flashing as he delivers a heavy pommel strike to the base of the first lizard's skull.
Stay down, you eyeless bastard.
The lead
Whoa.
lizard collapses under the weight of the blow,
Hey,
its
that's different.
jaw snapping uselessly inches from Flannel's boots. Seeing Neo strikes land, the second lizard lashes out in a final, frantic display of violence. Its serrated tail whips in a wide, vicious arc, catching Vera Stone across her thigh. She grunts in pain, her
Well, I
leg
cannot put her in
buckling
place.
briefly as
Good
black
work, lizard.
Icar smears her trousers.
Not today.
Vera recovers instantly, driving her short blade down into the creature's neck.
I would have thought all 3
The
of them would have
lizard's
been
frantic clicking
dead.
dies down
Yeah.
to a wet
Yeah.
Would've
gurgle
been there
as it
instead of the
slumps
1-1-1,
against the
basically.
stone, barely clinging to life. Cosmo roars, his massive arms bulging as he heaves his axe upward with the third lizard still skewered on the blade. He slams the weapon and the beast headfirst into the floor with a bone-jarring thud. With a violent jerk, he rips the axe free and brings it down in a singular, heavy arc that severs the creature's head cleanly. Cosmo scoops the dripping trophy from the floor and stuffs it into his net bag, the thick mesh straining under the weight. While the others finish the fight, Pippa slips toward the darker corners of the vaulted chamber, her eyes scanning for anything of value. She reaches for a glint in the rubble, but a sudden shift in the masonry, caused by the lizard's frantic thrashing, sends a cascade of dust and gravel over her target, burying whatever lay beneath. Flannel moves among the fallen creatures with the cold efficiency of a hunter. He retrieves his arrows and begins skinning the beasts, his knife flashing as he peels back the glossy, ink-colored scales. He leaves the remaining 2 heads intact for Cosmo, then melts back into the shadows of the tunnel. As Flannel follows the group, his fingers work rhythmically, fletching and straightening his arrows while his eyes track the path ahead for anything worth pocketing.
Good work. But the smell of that ichor is going to draw every Meyer stalker from here to the Riverwalk. We need to move.
He's right. The altar shouldn't be far now. If they're using the cisterns to move, we'll find their marks near the main filtration grates.
I do not.
It's fine. Emir Stalker is a dangerous predator that hunts in the damp, dark corners of the world, especially placed in the Darkmere swamps. Okay. Okay, so basically these lizards were its guard dog. Okay, oh, they're the noisy guard dog of the cistern. They're the silent hunters that clean up
Stalks
the
until the
mess.
week, basically.
Oh, fun.
Oh look, good points.
Look at all that damage. We did good unarmed damage.
Well, I only have unarmed combat. That's my skill, and should be a preferred weapon too, for the sake.
Everyone hit Lizard 3 and us still. He was already dead before us slammed him into the floor.
I just see you being like King, what is it, Kong versus Godzilla 2, when he like, Kong rips the dog above his head in the beginning of the movie. Like,
Have fog bank. Politic fog to roll in, obscuring vision and muffling sound. Should have been useful.
Oh, what level got? Yeah, boy!
Can also grow something called Good Bear that increases vitality and also replenish food. Both a healing item and sustenance. can also summon a powerful wind to push back enemies, scatter projectiles, or clear fog. Actually, I should make to get this one, Nature's Remedy. Channel the healing energy of nature to cure wounds, neutral poisons, and remove curses. Vernal growth accelerates growth of nearby plants, creating smaller barriers for source of food. Wall of Thorns, raise a dense barrier of thorny growth, painful and dangerous to force through.
That's nice. Make them pay to get to us.
Yeah, also wind wall. Wind wall might be more temporary. Create a barrier of shorting wind that deflects projectiles and impedes movement.
Yeah, but that's... It's good in some situations, but if I try shooting through it, it's going to be annoying.
Yeah.
I like the berry patch one that you just like put the thorns up and it, you know, it makes them pay to get to us. Or at least puts a barrier in between us that I can shoot over.
Well, a cooldown of 12 turns, but yeah. Defensive.
Osmo can just wait there like a menacing
I have two, I have
tower.
3 options when it comes to those thorn spray. I have Thorn Spray that is each 5th turn. Launch a burst of razor sharp thorns at enemies, shredding flesh and embedding painfully. Thorn Shield, surround yourself with sharp thorns that punish anyone who attacks you in melee. So when I go in for a melee unarmed combat, basically it hurts them as much as I hurt them. With a dual effect there, close range.
Yep.
So I have 3 different options there with the thorns. I also think I have a normal wood barrier that is not thorns. I also have bark skin, which is also an option. Could also learn Swift Jab. But yeah, tall and lit with silver pale skin, hair from platinum to deep blue black, moonlights or dark adapted, possessing perfect dark vision. I will just do this just in case.
Flannel melts back into the shifting shadows of the tunnel walls, his charcoal scales becoming one with the damp masonry. He moves with a predatory, silent glide, his new flatbow held low but ready. Above his collar, the black cobra's head sways in a slow, rhythmic arc, its tongue flicking to taste the heat, signatures of the cooling lizard corpses and the living heat of his companions. As he moves, Flannel's eyes scan the cracks in the masonry and the thick patches of bioluminescent moss. He spots a cluster of iron-veined lichen clinging to a rusted pipe and carefully scrapes a few flakes into a small vial, noting the way the dampness has concentrated its metallic properties, useful for a brew that might harden the skin.
I'm right behind you, Elaine. Keep an eye on those floor tiles.
Pippa keeps her weight on the balls of her feet, her gaze darting between the rhythmic dripping of the ceiling and the uneven flagstones ahead. She steps over a suspicious hairline fracture in the stone that looks more like a trip plate than natural wear, gesturing for Cosmo to watch his footing as they press deeper into the dark.
I've had worse from a
Nice
tavern
catch.
brawl.
Vera pulls the knot tight with her teeth and
Nice
gives
catch.
Cosmo a sharp, approving nod.
That was a hell of a swing, big man. You nearly split the stone along with the beast.
Save the praise for when
she
we're out of the
she
damp.
approves of your
Look
strength.
here. The marks are getting
First
clearer.
comment.
Elaine
compliment from her, I
points
guess.
his blade at the ground, where a series of faint, charred footprints lead toward a heavy iron grate. He leads the party through the filtration tunnel, the sound of rushing water growing louder until they reach a rusted spiral staircase that winds upward into a different sort of dark. They emerge through a concealed floor hatch into a narrow, stone-walled alleyway. The air here is no longer damp and stagnant. It smells of expensive spices, polished wood, and the cold, sharp scent of coin. They have arrived at the fringe of the Way of Coin. Towering merchant houses and private banks of white stone loom over the street, their windows barred with ornate
Let's go looting!
ironwork.
Yeah!
Even at night, alchemical lanterns burn with a steady blue-white flame atop marble pillars, casting long, sharp shadows across the impeccably clean cobblestones.
We're directly under the Syndicate's nose now. The cisterns connect to the basement of the old counting house up ahead.
The street is mostly empty, though a pair of armoured private guards in the livery of a merchant prince pace the balcony of a nearby estate, their halberds gleaming in the lantern light. They don't seem to have noticed the group emerging from the shadows yet.
I am not very, hard to see, so... Alchemy. Okay. Click lizard 1 is fading, slipping closer to death. Click lizard 2 is fading, slipping closer to death. What?
Anyone that wants us to heal Vera, I guess.
She at 56. She was at lower than that when I last term, so she is healing.
Yeah, but I mean, we didn't see the buff for her healing in the turn. Somewhere says later.
No, it doesn't.
What it says that that person healed this much, basically. So where's that? Oh, there now. Oh, I guess I could use that. Well, let's do this. Why not? Use 1 point for it.
didn't say what I said, did it?
So your turn now. This now time to get ignored.
I think so, yeah.
See how this works.
It doesn't make sense. I can't do that.
Well, I try something random here and see if it works. Should technically work.
No idea if that will be a useful thing to try, but I don't have anything.
Well, I was trying to use my nature things in a way that logically works. Still not expecting a compliment though, even if I succeed.
Sweet.
Neo kneels by a patch of
Results.
dirt
Oh,
between the
God.
cobblestones, his hand hovering over the earth.
Yeah, mix is
Green light spills from his palms, and a thorny vine erupts from the soil, swelling rapidly with plump, crimson berries. He plucks a handful, his magic infusing them with a shimmering vitality,
Oh well, nature
and
magic.
tosses them toward Vera.
What in the...
She pops the berries into her mouth.
Don't be
As she
grumpy.
swallows, the jagged, bleeding gash on her thigh begins to seal. The angry redness fades from the skin, and she stretches her leg experimentally, the limp vanishing as her strength returns.
Beats a bandage any day. I feel like I could run a league.
Cosmo
Thank
gives
you for
Vera a
compliment,
heavy,
Liz.
approving grunt and reaches out, tapping her shoulder with a hand the size of a dinner plate before turning toward the street. He tries to lighten his tread.
The grunt
but his
alerting the
iron
guards.
breastplate and heavy axe chain give a muffled, metallic clatter with every second step.
My favorite place, House of Coin.
Can't be quiet.
Let's see what we can
Can't be
find
stealthy,
around
come
here.
Pippa drifts
I'm not.
toward the shadows of a nearby counting house stoop, her eyes scanning the gutters for dropped wealth. She finds only a single bent florin wedged in a crack, but as she reaches for it, the guards on the balcony above pause their pacing. The guards
What?
lean over the stone railing, their eyes narrowing at the sound of
Pippa.
Cosmo's rattling gear.
Oh,
Pippa
damn.
quickly weaves her fingers through the air, casting
Damn
a
it.
silent illusion of a large stray cat leaping onto a stack of crates in the opposite alley. The crates appear to
Pippa.
wobble, and a spectral thud echoes from the wrong direction. The guards snap their heads toward the diversion,
She
pointing
just
their
saved our
halberds
ass.
at the empty alley, while Cosmo manages
Round
to
of
lumber
applause.
past the
Come
pool
on,
of lantern
Pippa.
light and into the deeper shadows of the counting house wall.
They just
Move. Now, while they're
Next time
looking
you're
at
the
the
one sneak,
cat,
I will make him a bit more
Elaine stays
camouflaged.
low, his back pressed against the cold marble of the merchant houses, as he leads the way
muffle his
toward a
sounds, I guess.
heavy, reinforced basement door marked with the syndicate seal.
Let's
make
find a
grass
quiet alcove before those
grow
guards
under my
decide
feet.
we look interesting.
They
Oh.
slip into a recessed
There's
doorway
a
beside the
sandbox
counting
in fog I
house,
can use.
the shadows swallowing them just as
Oh.
the guards turn back to their regular patrol. The street remains quiet, but the air around the counting house feels unnaturally warm. A faint scent of wood smoke drifting from the building's iron-barred fence.
Feel that? The heat. They're inside. This isn't just a hideout. The altar is right under the vault.
But technically, yeah, yo, that could make him moss or grow under your feet.
I just picture Cosmo like Big Hero 6 when he's just like,
Big bulky.
I'm sneaky.
Yeah, the squeak, yeah.
The bit that made me laugh was in that
Distractive
film
illusion. She just learned a skill. Nice.
when he comes back and he's deflated a little and he acts
Yeah,
that
yeah.
drunk. Me and so when we
Yeah.
absolutely cracked us up.
Oh, yeah, he's very drunkish when he's so deflated. I'm fine. So yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. I could stack Primal Connection with any spells used to boost it. It literally is an ability that just enhance whatever magic I use in conjunction. It would be interesting if I do that with rain, because that would basically make it a semi-flooding, I guess. I guess boost the 20 dense barrier.
I'll be trying to be as quiet as possible online.
Just checking on my list of 20-ish abilities. Du har Hulk mode, Pally. Burst of Strength.
Oh.
Let's put the damage info in the party chat. I think it's relevant to keep around to be able to look back on it. Types of damage we can sort of expect to be able to use and what we can play off, you know, with our words and stuff. If we're looking, you know, say, yeah, whatever.
I feel like kind of default one, but okay.
The damages?
The types, I mean.
Yeah, but like how it's worded and stuff. Because like, you know, dark and necrotic are assumed to be around the same. And holy and radiant are assumed to be the same. But in my opinion, they're separate. But in this, it's
dark magic instance. There's two types.
Yeah, but light and dark magic is classified as holy magic and void magic. It's not light magic. So if you say I do light damage, it's actually holy magic damage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a light bulb magic. It's used as point out holy.
Beasts.
So in terms of light magic, it would be something that lights things up or something that attacks with holiness. If it's attack magic. Depends if it's a utility magic or not.
Like a bull in a china shop at the minute.
That's you personified?
Yep, a bull in a china shop. Shazam.
Could have fixed that if it had alternation magic, transmutation.
Remember the bounty we had where I just asked remember when we saw the bounties earlier on the billboard before we did? Yeah. It says I asked the narrator what the most powerful beasts are in the world, and the last one is the Howler of the North Vale, which was one of the bounties that I was thinking we should take. Is a legendary. It's legendary for leaving nothing but polished bones. Fun.
Dangerous local threats near.
Generally, if it's big, old, and has its own name, it's legendary. You probably avoid it until you have a very large axe.
Well, it is actually right where we are that it's considered one of the most dangerous local threats near Arden's Watch right now. So,
well, I say after we're done with this, we go find it. Could be fun.
Strong enough to kill a...
Flannel sinks into the deepest velvet of the alleyway shadows, his dark scales absorbing the blue-white alchemical light. He keeps his flat bow gripped tight, the black cobra fanning its hood as it tastes the air for the scent of iron or sweat.
You move like a wind chime in a hurricane, Cosmo.
Cosmo freezes, then consciously eases his weight onto his toes. He adjusts the slack in his axe chain, tucking the heavy iron links against his forearm to dampen the metallic clink. He follows Elaine's lead, his massive frame becoming a surprisingly silent mountain in the dark. Neo melts into the stonework beside them. His silver-pale skin turns slate grey by the dim light. He moves with the fluid, soundless economy of the beasts he knows so well, keeping his gaze fixed on the balcony above. Pippa snaps her fingers, and the lingering golden orbs wink out of existence, plunging the alcove into total darkness.
Hey, there we go.
She crouches low, her heart hammering against her ribs as she waits to see if the guards will descend. Above, The guards mutter to one another, their halberds clacking once against the stone railing before they resume their rhythmic pacing. They seem satisfied with the cat distraction, their footsteps receding into the distance of the upper balcony.
Stay sharp. They're looking away, but they aren't deaf.
Elaine produces a set of long,
Can be.
slender lockpicks from his sleeve. He kneels before the reinforced basement door, his hands steady despite the unnatural heat radiating from the wood. Vera draws both sword and dagger, her back to the door as she watches the street. After a tense moment of clicking brass, Elaine gives a sharp, satisfied nod and the heavy door swings inward on greased hinges. The party slips inside, leaving the clean marble of the Way of Coin for the sweltering, soot-stained depths of the counting house basement, a passage that leads directly back down into a private section of the foundations. Pippa drifts ahead of the group, her soft-soled boots making no sound on the scorched flagstones. She navigates around a series of rusted pipes, her eyes catching the shimmer of a thin, nearly invisible tripwire stretched across the lower steps. She gestures a silent warning back to the others. At the base of the stairs, the air grows thick with the smell of burning cedar and hot iron. Pippa peers through a gap in a heavy iron grate that overlooks a vaulted filtration chamber. Below, a makeshift altar of jagged obsidian sits atop a circular stone dais. 5 cultists in crimson robes circle the flame, their shadows dancing wildly against the walls as they chant in a low, rhythmic drone. The heat here is intense, shimmering in the air like a desert haze. Pippa carefully counts the heads and notes, the lack of easy exits before retreating up the stairs to the shadow where the rest of the party waits.
5 of them, robes. Chanting around a big black rock that's throwing off way too much heat. No guards in the room yet, but it's a tight squeeze down there.
That's the altar. If we break that obsidian, the fire in their blood goes cold. Ready yourselves.
Perfect place for Cosmo. Silent Stride. Oh, you got Silent Stride, Cosmo.
Yeah.
Nice.
Or something. Well, should I try to use only anti-magic zone now inside there and only affect them? Without having to fail as I did the first time? Or is that going to be an issue?
Not for me.
Not for me.
But that disables, no spells, no enchantments, no magical effects.
I'm not going in
Not for
there.
them to do anything. So yeah, their fire will be basically gone in a sense. And my shapeshifting, as far as I understood, is not magic in the same sense.
No, druid magic isn't classified as magic.
Yeah.
So you'll still be able to like.
Into a bear and then maul them basically. Or a wolf. I mean, it kind of works either way. They cannot use flames or anything else against me.
I'm gonna make my way from the back to the front, so I'm gonna start with Cultist 5.
Yeah. I'll do this. Because I'm going to assume we just go straight on in.
Oh.
hope I don't fail this time because I was disappointed first time.
Ooh, I like the cultist pictures. Very nice.
Yeah,
At least
sounds
they got the
okay.
robes all right.
Mhm.
Very nice. Very nice.
Well, he came in like a wrecking ball with teeth, I guess.
Yeah, as I say, the magic shouldn't really affect anybody except for like if I try shooting into your anti-magic zone with a conjured arrow, that would be the only issue I would have.
Yeah.
But other than
Trick
that, I
question
don't
is, though,
see any
I'm not
issues.
sure. I'm not
with
sure
it.
how it works with external magic. I just know that the things in the zone will not trigger.
Like,
So the trick question.
yeah. I'm gonna play it as if anything magical goes into that area, it should either just
Well, that depends
disappear.
on the narrator, to be honest.
Well, the narrator should do that because it's an anti-magic zone, not pulse or something.
And I said, that depends on how the narrator sees it, and it's been funny, at least. And also the fact how the guy that did this D&D world set up the rules, basically.
I think first some sort of.
So that's a gray zone issue.
But like if you do anti-magic zone to disable all magic, can you then shapeshift?
Yes, because it's
not
druid.
magic.
Let's ask the ND. Well, actually, we can just ask her narrator what she says.
I never like you can't do those kind of questions, to be fair.
Why?
I almost get hit in the ass by an arrow when you do that.
Oh, and you
You
can
should say
take these.
self-sabotage when you manage to convince it something is wrong.
Neo plants
sure
his
you get
feet
the robes.
and spreads his arms. A sudden, heavy silence rippling out from his position. The flickering orange glow of the ritual fire suddenly turns dull and grey, the magical heat vanishing as his anti-magic zone snaps into place. In the same breath, his body twists and expands, silver skin replaced by coarse, dark fur as he shifts into a massive wolf. He lunges into the circle of cultists with a feral roar, his claws tearing through crimson robes and leaving the figures wounded and reeling. Flannel leaps onto a high stone ledge overlooking the filtration chamber, his silhouette a jagged shadow against the vaulted ceiling. He draws and releases in a blur. His first arrow, coated in paralytic venom, thuds into the throat of the fifth cultist. A second shaft, a precise disabling shot, sinks deep into the fourth cultist's shoulder. Cultist 4 staggers under the impact, his fingers clawing at the arrow. He tries to pull a glob of liquid fire from the air to hurl at Flannel, but the flame gutters and dies in his hand, suppressed
He's
by
disabled now.
Neo's
Cannot
aura.
do
Cosmo erupts from the stairs with a burst of speed that belies his massive size. He identifies the structural weakness of the obsidian dais and leaps onto it, bringing his heavy chained axe down in a thunderous ground slam. The altar shatters into jagged shards, the impact staggering every cultist in the room. He immediately begins swinging the heavy links of his axe in a wide, punishing circle, the iron biting deep into the surrounding fanatics. Pippa vanishes from the stairwell, reappearing in a flicker of shadow directly behind the lead cultist. She snaps 2 blackened throwing knives into his back with lethal precision before vanishing again into the dark recesses of the chamber. Cultist 1, gasping from the knife wounds, spins and lunges blindly with a ritual dagger. He catches Pippa with a shallow graze across her arm just as she fades back into the darkness. Cultist 2 thrusts a hand at Cosmo, desperately trying to summon a bolt of flame, but only a weak,
bad I'm your
heatless
kryptonite.
spark manifests. It scorches Cosmo's breastplate slightly, but the giant-born barely flinches as he continues his assault. Elaine gives a sharp nod and disappears,
feel now this
shadow
whole
stepping
building's
to the
not your
rear
flames.
of the chamber to block the narrow tunnel exit,
thinking.
his blades out
Yep.
and ready. Vera Stone drops down from the ledge behind Cosmo, her sword whistling as she takes up a defensive stance to guard the Great Wolf as he maintains his suppression of the cultist's magic.
Keep the pressure on. The altar's broken. They're just men now.
Cultist 3 roars a desperate prayer and swings a soot-stained mace at Neo's head. The heavy iron connects with the wolf's flank, drawing a snarl of pain but failing to break the druid's focus. Near the back, the
Yes,
fifth
with the fangs, I might
cultist
bite you.
clutches his bleeding throat, his hands glowing with a faint, dying ember as he tries to raise a wall of cinders to protect the shattered remains of the dais. The magical barrier flickers and fails instantly, leaving him exposed as Cosmo's axe sweeps back toward him.
The Queen, she sees. The city will still burn.
Look at that, I level up.
Since the magic damage brought. Okay.
Oh, 12 turns they are disabled. Nice.
Oh, I did. Wow.
Ow, okay, yeah, it also makes them immune to magic. Good to know. Oops.
Which cultist was a boy?
That. I would assume then that, yeah, external magic doesn't work either. Well, at least that one got clarified very quick. Yeah, they get started though. No fire, no real damage. Let's see. I guess I should do this. If the show then they... Oh wait, I cannot do that, can I? Actually not sure what I qualify as. I would assume Torn Spray would be a kind of magic, wouldn't it? Yeah. Don't assume all of them is still standing.
Cultist 1 is barely alive. Cultist 4 is barely alive. And then Cultist 2, 3 and 5 say it was doing okay so far.
Dumb question. Sparing is only with 1 R, right?
I think so.
Otherwise I'm sparring.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's not what I want to do with them.
I don't want to spar with them.
Exactly. That's the type I don't want to make. Change the whole sentence. Like to hit run tactics, yo.
What?
You're doing hit and run tactics, I like it.
I'm sneaky, I'm a ninja.
You know, you jump in there, doing a thing, taking everything you can and running off and then do it again.
Yep.
Tactical warfare. Like it.
Nimble.
Yeah, I do solo playing a lot like that. It's fun. Most of the times I don't even know what hit them.
If I'm being a bit too brutal, Dan, I will dial it back.
High on his stone perch, Flannel slows his
Just
breathing
let me know
until
if
his
it's too
heart
brutal.
is a distant drum. He tracks the 5th cultist through his sights, the serpent-headed ring on his finger, catching a glint of the dying ritual fire. He loses 2 ashwood shafts in a single heartbeat. The poison-tipped needles bury themselves deep in the cultist's side. Without waiting to see the result, Flannel rolls backward, disappearing into the soot-stained rafters. Neo, in his massive wolf form, becomes a whirlwind of silver-blue fur and gore. He snaps his jaws at the first cultist and lashes out with heavy furred paws at the others, his claws raking through their heavy crimson wool. Each strike leaves a trail of ruined fabric and shallow wounds, keeping the fanatics pinned within his suppression aura. Pippa Tumblebrook blurs through the chaotic melee, a streak of light tan skin and red hair. She leaps over a fallen pipe, landing squarely behind the first cultist. With a flick of her wrist, her iron dagger finds the gap in his collar, ending his struggle. She deftly snatches her 2 throwing knives from his back and dips a hand into his sash, before vanishing once more into the swirling smoke. The 3rd cultist brings his mace down in a desperate arc aimed at Neo's skull, but Vera Stone is faster.
Stop hitting me in the
She
head.
steps into the wolf's shadow, her sword catching the iron head of the mace with a
hit you in
jarring ring
yours,
of
basically.
steel.
Not today, bastard.
Cosmo
call.
ignores the weak sparks dancing off his breastplate. He lunges forward, his massive hand closing around the second cultist's throat like a vice. With a sickening crunch of bone, he silences the man's prayers and heaves the body into the stone wall with a dull thud.
Puny human.
The Giantborn doesn't pause, wading toward the third and fifth cultists with his fists clenched. He delivers a staggering blow to the third man's ribs and a heavy backhand to the choking archer target, leaving them both reeling and barely able to stand. From the shadows near the tunnel, Elaine watches the fifth cultist struggle to stay upright. With a flick of his wrist, a thin, poison-coated needle whistles through the air and buries itself in the man's neck. The cultist gasps, his knees buckling as the combined toxins and wounds take their final toll. The room falls into a heavy, ringing silence, save for the crackle of the cooling obsidian shards and the ragged breathing of the survivors. Only 2 cultists remain slumped against the walls, bleeding and broken, their fire magic completely extinguished by the destruction of the altar.
That's the lot of them.
the
Elaine,
altar, but
check
okay.
the tunnel. We don't want their friends catching us while we're standing in their ashes.
It's clear for now. But that altar was feeding a lot of heat into the vents above. Someone in the counting house is going to notice the sudden chill soon.
Elaine walks to the center of the room, looking down at the shuttered obsidian dais that Cosmo leveled. He frowns, his eyes tracking the dark, vein-like cracks in the stone.
This wasn't just a shrine. This was a focal point. They were using the city's own warmth to mask what they were building down here.
Collect what you can. The League will want proof, and I want to be back on the surface before the City Watch decides to conduct a basement inspection.
In the corner, the 4th cultist coughs, a dark smear of blood on his lips, as he looks up at the towering Giantborn and the silver wolf.
You think you've stopped it? The cinders are already in the wind. The Queen, she's already home.
Cryptic.
Did I...
The level, yeah.
Oh, leveled up again. Wow. What level are you guys?
Good question. 5.
Oh, 6.
And one barely one level behind. By 9 XP.
Okay.
Got 3 build points available. No, not in a big rush.
Definitely good to like.
I'm slightly
use
impressed though that she was standing in the front of them and not bashing my head in.
She seems to be protecting you. To be fair,
A bit now at least.
she stood in front of you when you was.
Yep. She jumped in front of those hits a few times.
Yes. So.
Fun enough. Or should I say ironically enough.
I think that's going to come in handy because we're fighting multiple enemies, so we will get that. I mean, I'm going to get that one just in case we have to toddle out somewhere. But it's 20 actions cooldown.
Okay, so we're just collecting stuff now and going, I guess.
What is encryption? The robes. Take the robes, or do you want? Are they actual paying for the heads of these cultists?
Good question.
Because I don't know if I can swap out the what's it called, lizard head, for some of the the
But you
small
can
heads.
carry anything kind of as long as the
It's
narrator agrees to it, basically.
the narrator said it was like that big. The head was that big. That it was stretched. So,
Are all the cultists dead?
As far as I understood.
I don't see that number 3.
I mean, they said we should be collecting stuff and go. So I assume they are dead.
Doesn't say that number 3 is dead.
I apologize if it's a bit gruesome.
The part of your separate heads, or the part that we could be even worse if you had it at mature settings.
It's the heads.
About 3/4 of them die, more or less.
For the main. Do they need the robes at all? Or is that just something that extra?
We need the robes for the bounty.
Okay.
Well, I'll go outside and kill the 2 last guys and get the ropes.
But then we have tattered apparel. Just kidding. Not playing RimWorld.
You just want to strip them and hang them to die, and while you take the ropes.
Let them bleed.
Also back in time now.
Robes off. Then. Alright. Thought I was on. Oh. I don't even. I'm not sure if that makes sense either.
Let's see how this goes. I think I will just be getting my comments. Give me.
Flannel drops from the rafters, his landing silent on the soot-stained floor. He moves between the fallen bodies with predatory grace, retrieving his spent ashwood arrows from the cooling corpses and carefully wiping the gore from the glass tips. After reclaiming his ammunition, he begins a methodical search of the dead, his scaled hands slipping into hidden robe pockets. Near the shattered dais, Flannel gathers several sharp fragments of the obsidian altar. He wraps the jagged, heat-soaked stones in a scrap of ritual cloth and tucks them away before melting back into the darkness of a recessed archway. Cosmo reaches into his net bag and pulls out the severed lizard head, letting it thud unceremoniously onto the flagstones to make room for new trophies. He moves among the dead with a heavy, rhythmic efficiency, using his blade to claim the heads of the fallen cultists for the bounty. Once finished, he strips the heavy crimson robes from the cooling bodies, bundling the blood-stained wool under one massive arm. Neo's fur recedes, and his limbs lengthen as he shifts back into his elven form, standing tall amidst the carnage. He adjusts his linen robes and looks over at Vera Stone.
Didn't know you prefer to keep my head intact, my dear.
Don't get used to it. It's just easier to talk to you when you aren't growling.
Vera turns her attention to the wheezing man on the floor. She hauls the fourth cultist up by his robes, slamming his back against the stone wall.
Talk, you cinder-licking rat. Who is this queen, and where has she made her home?
She won't be much of a queen if you're too dead to see her coronation, will she? Tell us where the next move is, and maybe I'll convince the big guy over there to be gentle.
The cultist looks from Pippa's steady gaze to Cosmo's bloodied axe, his resolve cracking like the altar.
The Queen, a Traveraxis, she calls from the peaks. The high cells, they move to the city of ancestors. North, they go north to meet the prince.
Pippa gives a satisfied nod and steps back, leaving the man to Cosmo's shadow. She begins a swift circuit of the room, her nimble fingers dancing over the floor and through the remaining crates. She pockets a few loose florins and a small silver-bound prayer book found discarded in the dust before slipping into the shadows near Flannel to wait.
Time's up. The vents are cold. I can hear boots on the floorboards above. We go now, or we fight the Syndicate's payroll.
You heard him. Cosmo, finish the business. The rest of you, to the stairs.
Wow. Okay, I guess I'm the brutal one.
Was that already decided? Way back?
I think so.
And yeah, as I said before, I'm Panda Collector Cinnamarks now too. Sorry, the custist. Missed an elder guy.
Fair play. Before going up the stairs, covering the party using classrooms or keep fletching. And that's obsidian tipped additional fire damage will have a chance to ignite flammable targets. Then it's near chance. Okay. Are you okay, Dan?
Yeah,
Just a bit quiet.
just tired.
Fair play.
Yeah. Also interested to see what the custist ward wants.
Cosmo looms over the gasping cultist, his shadow swallowing the man whole. He raises his heavy battle axe and brings it down in a brutal final arc. The blade bites deep, dealing a savage blow that leaves the fanatic slumped and broken, barely clinging to a thread of life as his chanting finally chokes into a wet rattle. Cosmo hauls the incapacitated man upright, just enough to strip the crimson robes from his shoulders. He stuffs the bloodied fabric and a final, grim trophy into his net bag before turning to stomp toward the front of the group, his armor grinding with every heavy step. Flannel crouches over the discarded click lizard head, his clawed fingers working with surgical precision to wrench the long, serrated fangs from the jaw. He tucks the bone trophies into his belt and slips back into the velvet shadows of the stairwell, his flat bow leveled at the landing above to cover the party's retreat. As they ascend, Flannel's hands move with practiced speed. Using a shard of the heat-soaked obsidian and his fletching tools, he carves 2 jagged heads and binds them to his arrows. The stone pulses with a faint, angry orange light.
Let the wind carry the spark, Flannel.
Neo touches the obsidian tips,
Hello.
weaving a stabilizing thread of mana into the volatile stone. The heat within the arrows settles into a low, controlled hum, ready to ignite upon the first hard impact. Pippa Tumblebrook moves like a flicker of candlelight, staying low and silent behind Vera and Elaine. She doesn't make a sound as the group slips through the basement door and back into the cool, sharp air of the alleyway. They navigate the white stone passages of the Way of Coin, avoiding the rhythmic clatter of guard patrols until the grand banks give way to the more chaotic, lived-in sprawl of Venturer's Way. The street is dimly lit by alchemical lamps, the smell of wood smoke and stale ale replacing the sulphurous stink of the foundations. A few late-night sellswords loiter outside the Drake's Head Tavern, their eyes tracking the group's soot-stained gear with idle curiosity, but most of the street is quiet. The Tower of Venture looms nearby, a dark needle against the starless sky. Once tucked into a shadowed nook behind an outfitter's stall, Pippa pulls the silver-bound prayer book from her satchel. She flips through the vellum pages, her eyes darting over the cramped, rhythmic script. and the hand-drawn diagrams of flames. Most of the text is rambling apocalyptic poetry about the Great Cleansing, but Pippa's keen eyes catch a faint, indented map scratched into the back leather cover. It depicts a series of waypoints leading through the High Vale foothills toward a location marked with a jagged mountain rune, though the ink for the specific landmarks has been purposefully smudged or omitted.
We have the robes and the heads, and we have a name. A Trevaraxis.
The City of Ancestors is a graveyard of a kingdom. If the cult is heading there to meet a prince, we aren't just looking for an altar anymore. We're looking for an army.
We get to the Drake's Head. We drink, we clean the soot off, and then we find out exactly how much the League is willing to pay to stop a war.
What does that do?
Huh?
Of shadow. Ashwood tipped with a jagged, mana stabilized obsidian shard. Yes. These arrows pulse with a faint, dark heat that lingers upon impact, making them particularly effective against creatures or light or order.
Well, it doesn't happen when you don't define which enchantment, I guess.
No, I didn't want to define. That's cool.
Yep.
It stabilized it out, which was nice.
Okay.
That's cool.
Not bad for a skill 5 check.
We have the robes and the heads, and we have a name. Okay. We head to the inn.
No clue. Are we?
Wait, what? What was that?
Me.
Oh. It jumped up a bit, and I was like, what?
It made it the things were classified as a consumable, so it gives me like a +1 damage, so I just attached it, whatever.
Oh.
Yeah, every single edit makes things, well, flash.
Nifty.
I guess that we're going to stop a war.
Apparently.
Fun.
Yay, we're gonna be the heroes.
A realm reborn. I guess that we just follow Vera back to the inn or tavern or whatever it is that we get to the Drake's Head, we drink, we clean off the soot, and then we find out exactly how much the League is willing to pay to stop a war.
Are we heading back now to cash in?
I think so, yeah.
And report? Okay.
Yeah.
Venture's Way. Yeah, Middletown, basically.
You guys
I just realized I never got the lizard skins.
Did you skin it?
Yes.
So you forgot to pick them up, I guess.
knows? Yeah. I don't know if that's going to force us into the tavern, but might
Well,
not.
depends what the narrator thinks about things.
Yeah.
It can be quite random with that. Clover?
Look
Clover,
at the
give me
back
herbs.
cover. There's a map scratched into the leather. It's a trail into the foothills, pointed right at some mountain ruin.
Flannel lingers in the deepest shadows of the alleyway, his dark scales making him nearly invisible as he lets the rest of the group move ahead. As he walks, his fingers move with habitual precision, drawing a sharp blade from his craftsman's toolkit to shave down the click lizard hides. He works the tough, pebbled skin into a pair of sleek, reinforced finger guards, stitching the durable leather into gloves that will protect his hands from the snap of his flatbow's heavy The group follows Vera Stone through the crowded street, the heavy timbered facade of the Drake's Head rising before them. A massive, bleached drake's skull stares down from above the entrance. Inside, the common room is a roar of conversation, the air thick with the smell of roasting meat and wood smoke. Trophies of exotic hunts, manticore tails, giant crab claws, and rusted shields line the walls, Vera pushes through the throng of armoured patrons and boisterous sellswords, claiming a wide oak table in a recessed corner, far from the draught of the main door.
Sit. We're covered in soot and cultist blood. We aren't doing any business until we look like people again.
Vera catches the eye of a
could have
passing
fixed the shower before
server,
we even
a
arrived.
sturdy man with a stained apron, and holds up 3 fingers before pointing to the group.
3 plates of the hunter's stew, bread enough to soak up the bowl, and 3 pitchers of your best brown ale. And bring a basin of hot water. We've got half the foundations stuck to our boots.
Tomorrow, we talk to the tower. Today, I just want to taste something that isn't sulfur.
Elaine props his muddy boots on the edge of the table, but a sharp look from Vera forces him to
remember us
drop them
bathing
back to
fires,
the
huh?
floor with a quiet thud.
If that map in the book is real, Pippa, we should see if the tower scribes have any charts of the foothills that match it. A Travaraxis isn't a name you find in a common ledger.
At the bar, several veteran adventurers look up from their tankards, their eyes lingering on Cosmo's heavy net bag and flannel silhouette near the door, before they return to their hushed talk of fires and portents.
There you go. I got my XP. All 10 of it. Have 1 XP over the limit.
Okay, this is.
Let's see. Well, I can do a spring or a pool of water though. Next time if needed.
Is it?
Huh?
I was going to ask if there's any rooms to, like, so we can go to, or do we just sleep in this bit? Like,
I can just go out and find a few trees and bushes and make my own room.
get my rest.
I do this in my own silly way.
any bit to get some loads. Find a place to sleep, my carbonate.
The server returns with steaming bowls of thick stew and heavy pitchers of... Vera slides several copper florins across the scarred wood of the table to cover the spread.
Eat up. And Cosmo, thank you for the extra coin on the meal. The kitchen will appreciate not having to ration the bread. But listen, tomorrow morning we go to the Tower of Venture. Be ready to move at dawn. The League won't wait for late sleepers, and I'm not dragging anyone out of bed by their hair.
To not being buried under a counting house.
Elaine raises the ale in a silent, tired toast before setting it down. He pulls a small brass mechanism from his sleeve, his needle launcher, and begins to meticulously pick grit from the firing track with a fine silk cloth. Cosmo takes the hot basin and scrubs the soot from his face and heavy forearms before the food arrives. When the 3 massive portions of Hunter's stew are set before him, he eats with a quiet, focused intensity, tearing through the loaves of bread to fuel his massive frame.
I'm taking a room upstairs. I've had enough of stone floors for one night.
Cosmo pays the innkeeper 15 florins for a sturdy room. He ascends the timber stairs, his weight making the old wood groan, and disappears into the quiet of the upper floor. Neo steps away from the table and into the shadows near a stack of empty ale casks. His form ripples and shrinks, his elven features smoothing away into a coat of thick, dark fur. A moment later, a fluffy black cat emerges, sitting tall as it begins to fastidiously lick the sulphur-scented dust from its paws. Once clean, the cat trots toward the hearth, curling into a soft ball in the warmth of the dying embers. Pippa finishes her meal and dunks her hands into the cooling wash water, scrubbing the cultist blood from under her fingernails. She stands and stretches, offering a sleepy wave to Vera and Elaine before heading toward the exit. As she moves through the crowded common room, Pippa brushes past a group of loud, half-drunken mercenaries. Her fingers dance toward a bulging coin purse, but a sudden lurch from one of the men forces her to pull back, only managing to snag a few loose copper florins from his belt pouch before she slips out the door into the cool night air. Outside, Flannel bypasses the main street, his serpentkin eyes finding a narrow, forgotten crawl space between the Drake's Head and a neighboring warehouse. He settles onto a bed of dry straw, his black scales blending perfectly with the dark stone. Flannel calls upon his magic, his hands glowing with a faint, shimmering green light as he attempts to manifest arrows from thin air. The conjured shafts flicker into existence, some too brittle, others fading before they can be gripped, but he manages to stabilize a few practice bolts, their forms shimmering with a translucent, ghostly hue. A thick-bodied cobra slithers from the sleeve of Flannel's jerkin, its tongue flicking as it tastes the air. It coils itself across his chest, its hood flared slightly as it takes up its vigil. Flannel closes his eyes, the weight of the serpent a familiar comfort as he drifts into a light, watchful sleep.
Look at them. A snake, a cat, and a halfling with sticky fingers. We're going to be the talk of the council, one way or another.
As long as the talk involves a heavy purse of florins, Vera, I don't care if they think we're a traveling circus.
Kind of are though, to some degree.
A halfling with sticky fingers.
Oh, I got ghostly practice bolts. Okay. Shouldn't really be in
I didn't recover.
I think that if this was in a dungeon, we wouldn't be close to these kind of dialogues.
I don't know if that's necessary, but it seems like we ain't been to sleep.
No clue.
So
I mean, this works for that sake. Well, I mean, I could do this. Well, I guess that makes more sense, maybe. Well, the cat always has their ears half turned outwards, listening.
Yoda, don't read what I wrote. You'll get a better chuckle out of it if it says a story right.
Alright, then you know you can hide all the prompts if you want.
What do you mean prompts?
We cannot see what we type.
Oh, nah, I don't care.
Cosmo finds his way to the small, timber-walled room upstairs. The bed frame groans under his massive weight as he lies back, the iron plates of his breastplate clattering before he drifts into a deep, dreamless sleep that lasts until the first bells of the holding ring out across the city. In the common room below, the black cat remains curled by the cooling hearth. Neo's ears twitch with every muffled footfall and distant shout from the street, his feline senses recording the rhythmic life of the drake's head until the morning light begins to creep across the floorboards. Pippa finds a nearby stable and slips past a sleepy-eyed groom. She scales a ladder to the hayloft, burrowing into a thick mound of sweet-smelling dry grass. She rests undisturbed until the sun rises over the city walls, painting the rafters in stripes of gold. As dawn breaks, Flannel emerges from his crawl space and moves through the waking market stalls of Venturer's Way. He gathers straight-grained wood and scavenges fletching materials before meeting Vera Stone, who hands over a small pouch of 12 heavy iron arrowheads she purchased from a smith's early stall. Flannel sits on a stone bench near the tavern entrance, meticulously binding the iron tips to his new shafts and coating the edges with a thin, glistening layer of his own venom. He eats a hunk of hot bread dripping with honey and melted butter, his green eyes focused on his work. The thick-bodied cobra suddenly strikes, its head darting into a pile of refuse to emerge with a large, twitching rat. It brings the prey to Flannel, who tears the carcass in half with a sharp pull and swallows the meat with a series of rhythmic serpentine gulps. Flannel picks up the small, severed rat head and tosses it toward Cosmo as the giant ball emerges from the tavern doors.
Here is a head for you to start your dais.
Cosmo catches the small trophy or lets it bounce off his chest, his expression steady as he adjusts his gear. Nearby, Elaine stands with Vera, sipping from a clay cup of bitter chicory and looking remarkably alert for a man who slept in a chair.
If we are quite finished with the rodent anatomy, we have a long walk to the high city.
The group gathers their belongings and moves toward the Heartwood Gate. Vera Stone leads the way, her eyes scanning the street for any sign of syndicate watchers or city watch patrols. Ula Finehair waits for them by the gate's stone pillar, her pale braids catching the morning light. She pushes off the wall and falls into step beside Vera as the party approaches.
The sun is up and the roads are waking. If we're going to the tower, let's do it before the council fills the halls with more talk. Then we can stomach.
Vera nods in agreement, her scarred hand resting near the hilt of her blade as she directs the party toward the rising spires of Arden's Watch.
Stick close. We have trophies to turn in, and a name to give the herald. Let's see what Atravaraxis is worth to the League.
The pet is still sleeping in the tavern, I guess. Or resting.
Okay, I didn't get any rest.
Yeah.
I did. My.
Well, if it feels better for you, then I didn't even follow up him.
There we go. Now it's fixed. Alright. Go ahead and accept that quest, Yahoo.
You can't read mine, Dan. I hope
Okay.
this goes the right way.
I was really hoping you were gonna have like a rat head, like a plus rat head to your inventory. I guess you just let it bounce off your chest plate.
I don't know if it hit me in the head or...
No, it hit you, and it said, what did it say? Like chest plate, I think. Yeah, you let it bounce off. I won't read it though.
But I hope it goes the way I want it to go. Because it's a response type.
Okay.
Pippa, do you have sleight of hand as a skill?
No, so.
I don't know.
You do. You should be using it when
It's
you...
thievery if you have a skill.
Yep. Just put it at the beginning. No?
Have you got to get out of the tavern now and follow along? Because
I have no clue in there, just care about me half the times.
Dan forced... I was going to have a meal and everything before I left. But Dan forced me out the tavern.
The funny thing with mechanics in this game is that if you don't have a hard-coded food bar or nutrition bar in the stats
It
window,
doesn't really care.
it doesn't exist, yeah.
Yeah.
I only seen it in one Voyage world setup. Each turn it goes down a little bit.
I have got one with nutrition, and you do have to eat. So.
Yes, same here. D&D though is not one of them.
Probably ask the narrator to add a food bar.
Could also break the whole game.
Oh.
You're adding something that was not intended.
It might not work either, so you might have to...
Might will if you activate creative narrative. As I said, it can also destroy the whole thing. Let's try and do something.
I'm falling asleep.
But I almost was asleep when you jumped in and started this. There we go.
This can be our last move. We'll see what happens.
Pippa Tumblebrook falls in behind Vera and Elaine, her hazel eyes constantly darting to the gutters and the gaps between cobblestones. As the party moves through the waking city, she weaves a subtle path through the morning crowds, her small hands ready to snatch any discarded trinket or forgotten coin that might be waiting in the shadows.
Keep that bag tight, Cosmo. If the smell hits a City Watch patrol before we reach the tower, they'll spend an hour arguing over whether those heads are evidence or lunch.
Let's move. Pippa, keep that book tucked away until we are inside. The scribes will want to pore over that map, and I'd rather not have every street thief in the high city knowing we have a lead on the cult's destination.
The streets are thicker with people than usual. We'll cut through the Weaver's Quarter. It's
So very
narrower,
sharpy.
but we'll avoid the main thoroughfare and reach the tower 10 minutes sooner.
The group follows Ula's lead, ducking into a maze of tight alleys where the smell of fresh dye and wet wool hangs heavy in the air. They emerge onto Venturer's Way, where the morning light glints off the high, stained glass windows of the Tower of Venture. The great stone needle of the headquarters dominates the street, its entrance a constant swirl of armored adventurers and robed mages. They push through the heavy oak doors into the contract hall. The massive common room is bustling. Adventurers cluster around the job boards, and the rhythmic scratching of ratfolk quills fills the air. High above, the great seal of Arden's watch ticks with a low mechanical thrum. Roshan Lorne, the League's herald, stands behind a high, polished marble desk near the center of the hall. He is busy reviewing a stack of vellum scrolls, his ceremonial chain of office clinking softly as he moves, while a few younger scribes wait nearby for his instruction.
Here we are. Try to look like heroes, not just survivors.
Remember, let the robes and the map do the work. The name Atravaraxis will carry enough weight on its own.
You didn't even do my bit.
Nope, didn't do anything about me either.
Yeah, me neither.
Wait, what?
Guess we weren't funny.
Well, that's for being a side character, I guess.
Right. We're done? Yeah,
She fell asleep.
She's out.
No, I'm falling asleep.
All right,
Like
that'll
I
be it
just
for
like
tonight.
hearing
Then.
you all like very, very far away.
All right, everybody, that's going to do it for tonight. Thank you very much. Y'all have a good one. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.